Morning guys, and welcome to another episode of H Talks, Comics, Films and Combat Sports. Shout out that post for Corey Graves. That's actually going to be an interesting story one day if you ever want to listen to why I got my knuckles tattooed. Not why I got down, he's got to stay down, I got to feel true. Very different motifs. I'll explain it one day, like I said. Once I get a certain amount of subscribers and views, I'll definitely be doing a lot about tattoos, because I have got, not loads, I'm not gonna lie, like a couple of messages asking, oh yeah, your ink is quite nice, or what's your ink about? Because I've got Marvel sleeve, got anti-hero sleeve, got my dad tatted, got my stepmom tatted, got Dragon Ball Z on my chest. I will do a proper video about that if you're interested in tattoos one day, but I need more subscribers because I want to get into things which you guys are interested in first, like vividly interested in and want to hear about before I get into one of my main loves, which you can tell is ink. Anyway, less about me being an ink addict and more about boxing. I know that sounds terrible, it's early morning, and I've realised you guys are just, I'm as comfortable with you guys. I don't know you guys, I don't even know any of your names except for shout out Charlie Boxing, commentator on my videos, shout out John C, I think you're a wrestling fan from your profile pic, respect, and shout out who's the other guy? And the other guy, sorry, I forget your name. Oh, and Joel as well. Young Joel Jackson. Shout out you four guys for commentating. I appreciate it a lot. So basically, Jordan Gill lost against Enrique Tinoco. And I'm trying to think of a good level for you guys to like put Enrique Tinoco on. So Tinoco lost against David Haye, which is, hey, David Haye for me is going to be a future pound for pound fighter. Skillful, fast, amazing reflex. David Haye, I'll do a video just on David Haye one day. So yeah, that's not a big issue. But he drew with Duran, no relation to Roberto. I think it's Eric Duran. He lost against, was it Elvis Lopez? Like he lost 5 fights. He's lost 5 fights. Don't think he's ever held a world title. I don't know what to say about it, to be honest. Basically, if you guys seen the performance, I'm sure you have, you're boxing fans, if you're searching this video or looking up this video or seen it on suggested. Basically, he was devastating Gill with body shots. Every time he hit him with a body shot, it looked like Gill was down for the count. He literally was down 3 times. He got pulled out by Dave Coldwell in round 8, just before round 9. I don't even know what to say. Gill didn't box anywhere to his ability 100%, because if you saw his last fight and if you've seen Gill fighting at all, he's got loads of reflexes, loads of fast twitch fibers. He's always moving, literally always moving, like head movement. He's got fast hands. He's just an exceptional boxer in general. But then to watch what actually happened against Tinoco, crossed my arms. I don't know. It was really bad. But then he said afterward, I've got an issue with this, but he said, oh, it was food poisoning. You guys, I'm sure some of you like football, yeah? Back in the day, Tottenham Hotspur were going to get 4th. Last day, they supposedly ate some dodgy lasagna at West Ham's, I don't know, was their training ground? Something like that, or they were given a dodgy lasagna at a hotel near West Ham, and then they couldn't perform to their ability against whoever they played. I think obviously West Ham. They couldn't perform against their ability, my bad for that. And then Arsenal took them over. If you're a professional, yeah, you're a professional sportsman, you decide what goes in your stomach or not. I used to do amateur and semi-pro MMA. My first fight, this is rejectful, but I'll admit it with you guys, I ate cheesy chips, like after weigh-in. So I got my weight down and I asked my dad, I was like, what do I eat? So I got cheesy chips, and the performance was rubbish, it was amateur. So actually my first performance, I just trained, to be fair, hitting pads and that. And I lost my first amateur battle by submission. I didn't know any submissions. I was waiting there as a Thai boxer, that's my background, and Taekwondo artist. And literally lost. And I honestly believe my nutrition and eating cheesy chips after weigh-in didn't help. After that, I looked at the nutrition. The fight after that, after weigh-in, I had tuna with pasta, loads of it, and I felt so refreshed. And I went on to win 4 or 5 semi-pro and amateur fights. But anyway, basically, nutrition is your duty. Jordan Gill's not like an amateur or semi-pro guy either. He's professional. So I'm assuming he's got a nutritionist. I'm assuming he's got a team. They should be watching what he's eating the night before. So either 2 things has happened. His nutritionist has failed him, got him to have some bad supplements, bad supplementation, bad protein shake, something like that. Or more likely, after the weigh-in, his dad, his team, Dave Coldwell, whatever, probably said, oh, let your hair down, go have a kebab or something like that, and he might have gone and had a kebab. We don't know what's in that, we don't know the additives, the preservatives, the grease. Your professional shouldn't be doing that at all, yeah? Probably had one of them, oh, my tummy, next day up food poisoning, and then here's what you do. Oh, I've got some food poisoning, I'm not gonna fight. I don't care, like at the end of the day, you need to think about your own career. And O has got to go, and it goes, it's gone. In boxing, I said this in another video, the O is huge. In MMA, it doesn't matter as much. Jordan Gills loses one fight, not literally, it wouldn't have been issued, like, yeah, cool, let's win the next 4 in a row. He can still do what he wants. In boxing, it's going to put him down, not loads and forever. Like I said, Amir Khan's lost a few, Kell Brooks now lost 2. Trying to think. Ricky Hatton, to be fair, he was undefeated when he fought Floyd. I can't give you many examples of people who've had, oh, Dillian White was the perfect one. One loss, and now he's back top tier. But look who White's had to beat to do that. The Parkers, the Browns, the Tijoras, the Heleniuses. Do you know what I mean? So we're asking a lot from Gill. Basically asking him to beat almost everyone in his division just to get back to a top tier. Not saying he was top tier, but do you know what I mean? Top tier British level. But basically, yeah, Jordan Gill. Disappointing, very disappointed in the food poisoning excuse. Not saying it was an excuse because he probably did have food poisoning, but that's your nutritionist, mate. That's up to your nutritionist. You need to sort it out. Coldwell, you're a coach. You need to be sorting that out. And the fighter himself, let's be honest, you said he has some responsibility. What did you eat? Go out and tell us what did you eat. Did you have like some spicy food? Did you have a jalfrezi? Did you have a kebab? We need to know what you ate, because you can't just say I had food poisoning, because anyone's going to say that after a bad performance. I'm not saying he's lying, but you've got to see 2 sides of every story, yeah? 2 sides of every story. But yeah, Jordan Gill lost. Leigh Wood, Ryan Dill, good fight. Leigh Wood dominated it, smashed him up. Was it round 10? I think it was round 10 KO. It was a good fight, like Dill went for it. Tagged him a few times. Leigh Wood probably will be Nottingham's next big star. Not really much else to say about that. They're the 2 notable fights. I'm not going to talk over little fights. If you guys want me to, I can do one day, I guess. The thing is, I talked about Daniel. I can't even speak today. It's early morning, by the way. I'm filming this at 7 AM in the morning, so allow me. And yeah, I'm working. Yeah, I talked about Daniel Dubois and Gorman. I got like no views. Like no one seemed to care at all. I talked about Yarn and Kovalev, and people seem to care. So it's trying to gauge who people want to hear about, people who don't want to hear about. But we'll see. But yeah, Jordan Gill lost. Sad play. Mainly because of the whole food poisoning aspect. We don't really know what happened, but we'll find out. Hopefully there'll be an inquiry. I don't know if people care that much, but now in future I'd like to see Jordan Gill. I don't know, I'd like to see him manage himself a bit better, his nutritionist manage himself better. Also, David Coldwell, he's done really well with Tony Bellew, but let's be honest, he shot David Haye twice and did okay against Usyk. That was it. Like, I don't know who else David Coldwell trains except for them and Anthony Fowler. Fowler lost against Fitzgerald. Do you know what I mean? Like, he lost, deservedly lost against Scott Fitzgerald, and that was a big upset. Not as big as this, but a big upset. Now Jordan Gills lost to Enrique Tinoco. They're 2 big upsets, and the thing about Coldwell is I used to read a column from him back in Boxing News Weekly. Shout out. When I was young, and it's called Coldwell's Corner, and it was really good and insightful. But reading a insightful column isn't the same as appreciate someone's coaching ability. Like, I'm sure a lot of you, I'm not even trying to be funny, could write some amazing, exceptional dissertations on boxing. I'm pretty sure I could. Boxing Talk with Ade, I know he could. G-Man Boxing, I know he could. Hatman, of course. So yeah, that's the 3 off the top of my head who could probably have the same amount of knowledge in terms of writing. And if you look at Dave Coldwell's record, it's terrible. Like, I think he's won like 4 and lost like 20. I'm not even joking, something like that. I know it doesn't matter. You can be the worst coach ever, the worst boxer ever, be the greatest coach, and then vice versa. You can be the best boxer ever and a terrible coach. But what I'm saying is, his track record isn't as good as it's made out to be. Is he a poor man's Don Charles? I'm not saying that. I've heard that. Could be. Who am I? I'm just a guy doing these YouTube videos with the status of a plum. But no, I don't know. It's a hard one. I do think people overrate boxing coaches sometimes. Obviously, the fighter's got to put his part as well. Some of the best fighters have had rubbish coaches. And to be fair, some people will say this. They say Virgil Hunter and Andre Ward, he was his protege, he did amazing. Since then, has Virgil Hunter had a fighter to go to that level? Maybe not. Maybe. Robert Garcia and Mikey Garcia, his brother. So yeah, I don't know. It's complicated. It's a complicated one. It's a complex situation in general, I like to think. But I don't know. Let's see what happens. Obviously, Jordan Gill lost that fight. He had his reasons. The food poisoning being paramount to him. We'll see what happens. Can David Coldwell get him back on track? Maybe he can. Maybe he can. This is H talking comics, films, and combat sports out.